Hello and welcome to the League of Europe Division 3 Monza round 13 race here for season 1. Whilst we're all looking forward to season 2 and lots of plans underway and lots of input from everyone, we are still here in season 1 on F1 2018, and it could be quite a big day in this division. It could be a big day, so we'll just have to wait and see as to whether Dan can finally take the title. The neutral in me says, I hope not. I will be joined by Ton Albanak, but otherwise known as Wave Intel, two others, but for now it is just me. It is just little old me, and you'll have to deal with it. 11 of us 11 of us today, a bit of an empty grid. Few people can't make it for various reasons. It is fast approaching the lovely sunny weather. Velocity Game says D2 is going to be interesting. D3 will be interesting. Stay around, have a look. Frey, thank you for letting me know there is no rain, which is nice to know. This is a fun track in the dry, in my opinion. I don't think many people practice in the wet. As I'm out with first on track, Mr. LFC, who I think might be fancy his chances a little bit around here. I've heard some decent practice times from him. Just goes out with softs. Got Morgan going round, and you've got Dan and Ibo out on track. And in fact, leading the way, LFC followed by Ibo. A big shout out to Ibo. We need to kind of capture this, but Ibo achieved his first LOE podium last week in the pre-season. Oh, sorry, pre-season friendly race. And yeah, no, that's a fantastic result for him, so congratulations to Ibo. But yeah, you know, this is the more serious end of it. A bit light on numbers, unfortunately, today. D3 doesn't have the advantage of D2 and D1, where obviously drivers step up into a seat, so unfortunately it's just going to be a little bit thinner than planned. A few people not able to make it, and a few people have dropped off. And one thing that I will say is that numbers are a very, very, very big focus for us next year. Getting consistent grids with people that turn up, and attendance is going to be very important, very key actually, into the formation of teams and all sorts of business. So big up to these guys for stepping up and being here today. In what I always find a fun race personally. I've always been a fan. As LFC has lost it, his first out on track, he's disqualified for going the wrong way. I was literally about to say that, and unfortunately for him, he is gone, and people need to be wary of his car, because he's obviously not there, and I don't want to see anyone flying into the back of him. Right on board with Morgan, who is going around. In fact, I think Robert might be the first, and Robert's just come out a bit late actually, so Morgan will be the first man over the line, and he's pushing and pushing and pushing. Got yellows in sector 3. One thing that will do is it will give LFC free tyre choice, as this will be a 121.5, which isn't bad on the softs actually. It's a pretty decent lap. Who we got? We've got anyone else coming through? We've got Bag of Bones doing all sorts of funny business. Now I can tell you that this man is quick. This man is very, very quick around here, and they are doing their team up again, Maka and Dan. A 21.0, that is not his pace, let me assure you. There is quicker business to be had there from that gentleman. And Maka, ooh, that will be invalidated. That will be invalidated. So let's have a look. Let's have a little look at what the plan is for this title race according to Dan. So Dan has a 46-point lead. All he has to do is beat Morgan, and he is there. And I am joined by Mr. Wave Intel, Tom Albanak. How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm sorry for being late. highly in it. Usually a bit busy at this time, so.
That's alright. You've missed an LFC DSQ, and Morgan with quite a pacey soft lap, 120.5, and Maka and Dan doing their usual slipstream technique. So other than that, it's been a bit quiet.
Well, I've noticed only 5 people have actually set times.
Yes. Just saying that basically Dan just needs to beat Morgan by 5 points, really, I suppose, to claim the title. But we've got a big constructors battle going on between the McLaren and the Mercedes at the moment. There's only 13 points in that, so that will be interesting.
Yeah, it'll definitely be an interesting battle, especially as there's 2 teams that play it completely differently.
Yeah.
The McLarens play the team game well, where the Mercedes treat each other more as rivals.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm intrigued by that, because they're always quite close in pace, actually. Well, they tend to be, the Mercedes, more so than the McLarens. I think Maka very much acts as a backup to Dan's title shot, and it's obviously paid off really well. But then now they need to try and put a lid on this constructors title as well, which will be tough.
Yeah, and strategy could play quite a big part here, because there's quite a few different strategies you can go for.
Yeah, and
there's usually on tracks there's possibly one viable one stop, but here there's 2 that you can go for. It's always interesting to see who goes for what.
I think you might even see 3 variants, especially looking at the way people are, where all the tyres are.
Yeah, I don't really expect to see any more than 1 stop, unless there's incidents somewhere, which can always happen here because it's fairly tight track, even though it's incredibly fast.
Yeah, just going around corners together is going to be tough. Robert's out.
Retired.
Sector 3 somewhere. I'm guessing that might have been a Ascari. Tends to be where people bin it.
Yeah, I don't really see where else you'd bin your car. I mean, there's the second best one, Ascari, that's really it.
So who got on a lap? Frey's out on a lap. I think Bones is as well, and Bones is the guy that is... Ooh, as he runs really wide. I think he might still be warming up his tyres. I don't think he's doing this in anger, to be fair. Frey's pace has got a lot better.
Yeah, Frey's been showing good pace recently. Especially after that, what was it? I think it was 3rd place qualifying last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I remember it was a good one. What are your thoughts on this track? How do you find it?
I like the track, but I'm not the sort of driver that can do it perfectly. But yeah, it usually produces great racing, so...
It's so hard going wheel to wheel around here, like in places that you don't really practice. So going around Curva Grande, that's tough if you're 2 aside. You don't really practice it, so wow.
And another thing is, once you're out of the slipstream, it's actually Frey going second.
It's a cracking that. Once you're out of the slipstream, it's a tough one to go. You can see how narrow this is riding on board with Bones. Like, it's not a nice place to go 2 abreast.
The whole track's, for the most part, just over 2 cars wide of usable track.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be intrigued to see. It looks like Jabbo and James might well be potentially doing a start on the soft kind of gig.
Yeah, whereas I'm guessing Dan's not going to be starting on the softs. Because I'd like to see him beat that time in the softs. As he demolishes polystyrene boards at turn 1. But yeah, it looks like we're going to have quite a mix of strategies for this.
Yeah, I think it could well be. It could be quite a varied strategy.
Yeah, it's always good to have people going for other things, but it can make it a bit awkward to follow from our position. Sort of with all who's leading and who's where position-wise in the middle of the pit stop phase.
Yeah, so Robert said in the chat, grazie Ascari. So
I think it was Ascari that he sent it for some reason.
potentially, as we've missed Dan just put in a stonking lap. I mean, that's going to be quicker than half of the D2 grids tonight.
Yeah, and then there's Jabo, who's not set a slow time there either for 20.1.
Yeah, and I think anything in the 19s in D3 is very, very good. Anything around the 20s is fine.
I'd be happy to set a 19.
This is it. I mean, I've been practicing with guys earlier, one of which was Dan, and I can tell you that I started at the back and he started first. This is probably one of my best tracks, and I was catching him slightly, like 1 or 2 temps a lap max. It's just very, very, very quick here. So these guys have got a serious job on their hands to beat him.
Seems every week they've got a serious job on their hands to keep up with Dan.
This is it. It's not going to favour Morgan round here, because my understanding is, yeah, no, he does use no ABS, so T1 is, I wouldn't want to be using no ABS here.
No, but B Morgan's obviously going to win because he's in the red car.
Well,
red car only.
There is the home key advantage, and then you might even have a few guys that might also fancy their chances. There's a semi-home race, which is Bag of Bones and LFC. There's obviously Toro Rosso, born out of the Minardi team.
Well, you're saying semi-home, they're still based in Italy, so it is their home race.
Yeah, true. Riding on board with James, I think he's the only one with a lap in anger at the moment. Very smooth, very, very smooth through Ascari.
Yeah, and one thing he's going to have to watch out for is fuel. Can't tell exactly how much he's got, but it's under a lap.
Yeah. Nice line. Maybe a little wide, but this could be, he likes it because he's dipping under the line.
21.5 there from James.
I don't know if it was invalid though, because it was a weird graphic.
No, I think they might have possibly fixed that issue, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
That might have been one of the few things actually fixed in this game.
So, at the moment, we've got 4 people, 2 of which can't set times, and 2 of which can. So you've got Maka and Smitsky. James is going to try and get round. I think he could, you know. You don't need much time.
He'd be cutting it fairly close though.
I think you need to get into the pits at about 2:40.
So we've got Ghost Recon and chat saying no one sent him an invite. not great. Yeah, and also I just like when you're talking about people that hadn't set times. I believe not Smitsky is here. It's just they said that they were going to be late. So
Oh yeah, well hopefully he gets back.
but no, I'm guessing he's not here because his car's leaving the pits.
Robert, if you're there, can you invite Ghost?
It's one thing they need to add for next game. Letting spectators invite people.
Yeah, it's really...
Yeah, Robert says that he sent them one.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, got yellows everywhere.
Yeah. I can't see anything. Unless it's just someone car's been let through or something.
Good lap from Ibo, 21.9. Not too far away from guys like Bones, you know, like, who are challenging at the top. Morgan is up on his time. I mean, it's not going to be quick enough to get Dan, but he's going to be up on his time.
Yeah, and it could stop him moving down further because the current gap between Jabo and Morgan is practically nothing. So Morgan's going to want to... No, and Morgan's actually bailed on that, so I'm guessing it was invalid. So...
Oh, James is out. Who's the lead McLaren? So
Dan, I believe.
Dan feels that he's got this then, isn't he? He's obviously feeling like he's got this. Where did he even go?
And Maka must have messed up his first corner because he slowed down and let Frey pass.
Yeah, and
So
he's going to start out.
Maka's not going to set a qualifying.
Morgan's done for the day, so it's kind of down to Jabo really. Ghost has joined, thank goodness.
And we've got Bag of Bones coming around the last corner now, but I don't know if they'll get to start their lap. Yeah, they will.
Yeah, nice. That's huge.
Oh no, that was the end of a lap, but they might go for another one as well. So.
Ghost has left. If there's a connection issue or
yeah, and Snitsky's gone up to 5th on his only lap.
It's Frey's coming around, but there's no one really on any huge laps except Dan.
Dan just driving nail into the top in there.
Just overkill. Jabo doesn't seem to be using all of his errs. I know the graphic sometimes messes up, but it seems like he's not used everything that he could have. 19.9.
Yeah.
Huge. Good lap. Anything in the 19s is very, very quick around here.
I'll just wait to see if Bag of Bones can move higher up the order.
Ghost has joined. I don't know if Ghost has got some connectivity issues or... Bones will get... Wow. We needed that. Didn't improve him much position-wise, but it's a much better lap.
And it's got him right behind Morgan as well, which he's supposed to his championship.
Gonna make a prediction and say that this is a race for second.
Yeah. If everything doesn't... Unless something drastically goes wrong, Dan should win this on the form that he's been on this season.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, the battle for second here is going to be quite close, I'd say.
Yeah, they're all within a reasonable kind of time. James has got an interesting spot because being starting on those softs is pretty damn good for him. So
Yeah, especially since he's about halfway up the order with it as well. So halfway up the order with there'll be 12 cars when Ghost Recon gets in. So that's quite a good position to be in on those softs.
cool. It looks cloudy.
As I was saying, maybe possible weather getting into this, or has weather already been confirmed?
Nah, there's no rain, but it looks like there could be some.
No, just because it says no rain doesn't mean there will be no rain. Just means that the game thinks they won't have to go into inters. Could still be rain at some point. I mean, and it's this game, it could start bucketing it down after 5 minutes. Never know.
A lot of people not confident they're going to finish. This looks like a night race. Like, this is crazy, but
Yeah,
anyone could get a podium here.
yeah, that's true. Especially since towards the end of this race, tyres are going to become a handful for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. So, Robert's the only one that's selected to start on the mediums. We've got James and LFC on the soft. Oh, Ghost is having some issues. I don't think he's going to be able to get in, which is really irritating.
I think since Ghost isn't on racing lap, he won't be able to race. Which is never a good thing to see a driver having issues that stop him from racing when he's perfectly able to.
Yeah. So it's going to require a lot. It's going to require a mistake, I think, from Dan, or an incident to not win. He'll be the first ever title winner as well.
Yeah, first ever League of Europe title winner, because I'm guessing that D1 isn't decided yet.
No,
Or
it could be.
even that close there.
It could be decided tonight. So actually, we could see where they are side on. As long as he's not 10 minutes slower around Monza than Harry, he probably will be the first ever winner.
Yeah, I think with a race this short, being 10 minutes slower would mean crashing somewhere.
Right. No. I'll let you count us in.
Okay, so that's 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and we're off for the Italian Grand Prix here at D3. And already we've got James into the wall.
Wow, what on earth has happened there? Dan.
I think someone might have went into the back of them.
Ooh, as Morgan's getting really close onto the back. James having a nightmare start. Robert having a fantastic start, up 3 places. Not got any interval, which is quite frustrating.
I've got them, but they're all over the place and I don't trust them too much.
Wow, that was pretty harsh. And Morgan loses 2 places and probably 3. He does. And Jabbo really barges his way through. As we
we've got Ghost in the chat suggesting that he could maybe join commentary since he's not racing.
Yeah, if you don't mind inviting him. Have you got him as a friend on here?
No idea.
I will. Right, okay. I'll take me from it.
Anyway, parties on private.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Not just checking. I'm not missing anything quickly.
Organisation always goes to pot when there's issues, so it's fine.
Oh, we've got Robert going around the outside of Bones. Ooh, and he's gonna. Well, I'm gonna stay. I'll just stay with this move.
At turn 1.
I'll stay with this move, and he's on 2 compounds tyre better.
And he's made the move before he even gets to the corner.
Oh,
and
well, there's a reason for that. Oh, and there's chaos in the back. Yeah. LFC and Ibo. Right. I've got some crazy. Right. I've got fastest. Oh, goodness me. This is not going well. Right, give me a second, and we will get Ghost in.
Some sense of this crazy race.
So I've got fastest lap on. That's why. That's what an idiot. Morgan looking at Smitsky.
And side by side through the Lesmos.
Ooh, this is not going to be fun. Scary. Oh, well played, Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan just has to bail out there.
Oh, Ghost is having some issues. Oh, he's back.
Yep. Hello, gentlemen.
Hi, dude.
Oh.
That was really, really unfortunate.
I had last minute updates and prevented me to properly join, but I managed to solve it.
Well, we're glad to have you here. You can see everything?
Yeah, I'm on real time.
Cool.
So we won't have an issue like how we did in Division 1.
What happened in Division 1, if you don't mind me asking? I wasn't able to watch it.
Pretty much, no one was able to send me an invite, so I was just watching on my phone, so I had a second late on commentating.
It was remarkably, okay though. I was amazed. It was not as bad as what you might think, so it was pretty damn good. But Bones now on the outside of Smitsky.
Smitsky trying to go around there.
Ooh.
And Bones made the move.
What a move. He'll probably get a warning, but...
Yeah.
Nearly moved the ball on the straightaway.
Yeah.
The most important thing that's happening on track is Ibo's having a battle. Robert at the back. Always the most important thing in the whole league.
Frey could be... Well, LFC is going to have a jump. Everyone's going to be... This is a super train, really, from, 4th through. Frey...
Yeah, and Frey completely goes up on the grass. And because the pilot things are not running ABS, they lost all their positions there.
He did well to avoid everyone, though.
Yeah.
Ooh, LFC...
Half spin, but managed to carry it off the track.
LFC looking at Maka. Oh no! LFC into the back of Maka. I wonder if that took his wing.
No, it doesn't appear to have any damage, so got off from that quite lightly.
It's gonna have DRS. And he's running fairly thin on the ERS, but ooh, Maka going all sorts of wonky.
LFC took it a little too easy on the chicane, but I can't blame him for taking it too easy, because we've had numbers of people who've lost in the chicane.
Yeah.
There's been numbers of incidents in the first 5 laps of this race. He's probably just wanting to keep it clean.
Ooh.
I was very...
Speaking of incidents, Smitsky's getting a front wing change. I'm going on to medium, so I'm guessing he's going to try and run to the end.
Well, Sir Ibo and Robertson colliding together a little bit, but there wasn't any damage that came out of it.
This is a great battle.
That was very good. That was really good for them to keep it clean. That part is pretty tricky to make a pass on. He's gonna try to do it again, but goes really wide and had to cut through.
Yeah.
And because of that, now gaps forming between everyone.
There is a very big gap.
Which means it could be a while till we get a battle.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's think. Let's look hopeful. So we have. See, ironically, well, I think LFC will start catching Macca just on the tyre situation. Same probably with Robert. Maybe not. Maybe they just won't come to their own just yet. Those mediums, but.
Well, I think that the Super Softs probably have a few more laps of decent pace in them before they start dropping off.
Yeah, the Super Softs do tend to last a bit longer than they do on any other track. I mean, you can try to make them last up to 11 laps or 12 laps, but that's where your gripping capabilities just go downhill from there.
Yeah,
when
agreed.
you start doing that, you're definitely getting close to puncture territory after about 11 or 12 laps and no Super Softs. Especially if you're trying to keep a decent pace at the same time.
Precisely. And Macca hitting hard on the wall, hits the gravel.
Ooh, and that's Macca round, and that's huge in the constructors' title. To give you an idea, I think there's a 12-point gap between the Mercedes and the. Oh, is it losing the?
Even Sir Ebo goes to the gravel.
Well, this is all sorts of crazy. So, from nothing to everything, his wing looks okay, so he's going to carry on.
Like, he had no front wing damage, and he was lucky unlike Macca, because Macca has no front wing, and he has to go to the pits now. Man,
yeah, that's going to be some consolation for James in the constructors' battle, because that should allow James to end up ahead of Macca, and Macca has to go and change that front wing.
Yeah, so it keeps that.
James had a horrible start. I'm not sure what happened with him.
Macca very well done over the line. 49 mark. Well, he's running at. His pit team are putting him at a disadvantage, running at 49 instead of 50 in here. He's losing time unnecessarily. Well, yeah, James is going to come out.
Pit limit in the game works.
What's Macca going to do?
Interestingly, he's gone onto the soft tyres up here, so he's
Wow.
changed onto a two-stop. When he could have probably switched on to mediums and run to the end from there. I mean,
Yeah, agreed.
Smitsky's trying it on 2 lap older tyres, then Macca doesn't really have much to lose by going on. Yeah, Macca had nothing to lose by going on to those medium tyres at this point, so obviously thinks that he's got enough pace to make that two-stop work.
I tell you what, LFC's in a good position here because he's on a harder compound and he's not tons away from the podium places. He just keeps going.
Yeah, and that seems to be a running trend for LFC, doesn't it? He seems to be in decent positions quite a lot, but then something always seems to happen.
Yeah.
So Chavo just clipped the gravel, but he was holding on there very well.
Ooh,
Macca's
Macca's
DNF.
might have been a pit retirement, maybe. I don't know, but
I don't know.
No. Oh no, because the Suzuki, I don't know how you pronounce his name, has already passed the pits, but Macca's still behind.
maybe it was out of
I think I just saw his car stop at the side of the road, but I'm not sure. I was flicking through, and it will have disappeared by now anyway, so I believe that might have been a retirement on track.
could he? Ooh, there's a lot of. Well, to be fair, there's something in the wall there at Ascari, so
Yeah.
I think that might have actually been Macca. I think he might have lost a wheel. But
Ah,
It's just like, you get those weird graphics, don't you? Bag of Bones is pitted. So, I'm guessing he's going to be taking the, yeah, he's going to take the mediums.
Yeah.
Looks like he's just doing it once, and he's still in the.
Yeah, he got. I don't know if he actually got held or if that was just a graphical thing again.
Yeah.
Say it did not look like he had any stop go penalties at all.
No, I think it might have just been a graphical thing.
Can happen,
Yeah.
can't it?
Yeah. But by can happen, it seems to happen every time I'm watching someone in the pits.
Oh, as to say, Maseki is the only one who has a stop go. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that
I
might.
believe that's from Smitsky, but I'm not 100% on that.
Smitsky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
know,
going
I
to say
didn't even
Smitsky.
bother. I didn't even bother trying to say his name last week, but I think that's how you say it.
Ooh.
James is with a battle with Bag of Bones. Had to go really wide to the grass, but still managed to get that work cut out for him.
Yeah. That sort of drive from James is sort of relevant to something that I mentioned earlier, and that's how James and Jabo usually drive, because right now James and Bag of Bones are not even close to the same race. And
No.
yet James will still battle quite hard with them, just because that's what James appears to be like with everyone.
m-
He has the fresher tires than anyone who's running super softs or haven't had their pit stops yet.
Stroke
So
of luck
he
there
has
for
that to his
Morgan.
advantage.
Stroke of luck because he come out behind Robert. Robert lost it out of the exit of the first chicane and is now running behind Morgan. So Morgan's now got a lot of fresh air to play with, and he can start trying to reduce the gap to Jabo. Robert seems to be having a hard time here.
I don't really get, because those mediums should still be perfectly fine at this point.
Let's say when the mediums and the soft compounds are very tricky to. And oh, sir,
Yeah, Ibbo's on the
Ibbo-
wall.
Oh,
Ibbo's on the wall at his second Lesmo.
Yeah, and he's waiting for
looks like
people
he
to come
lost
through.
it again.
Oh, Robertson's
Unfortunately,
out.
this time.
Yeah.
Robert's out. It must have been a Scary. It was a
he lost it in
Scary.
the
Yeah,
chicane.
that's a Scary.
So easy to do. And his car is just
That-
in bits.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Ibbo didn't come out of that unscathed this time. Heavy front wing damage.
Yeah. But he's going to pit anyway, so could have been worse.
Ibbo was probably thinking of pitting either this lap or next lap anyway, so...
Oh, it's James. James is getting into a huge battle with Frey. And again, like relating to your
Sweet.
comment,
Very slick on that. That was very good. That was a beautiful move.
yeah, absolutely. I suppose the big danger is really for James is that he's going to start battling a guy who's, I mean, his tyres will be going now. His tyres will really be going, but
I think he's gonna try to put them to the longest lifespan that they can, just to gain a few positions, since he has the softer compounds.
see,
Yeah, but even if he slows these cars down, it's not really going to make any difference to his race.
yeah,
He is
which is...
still pit stop behind
Yeah.
everyone at this point.
I tell you what's an interesting situation brewing is we've got LFC leading this race on these soft tyres. If he can get them far enough to put the super softs on, then great. If not, I mean, he's got to think about pitting at some point, right? I mean,
Yeah. If he
Precisely.
can't go long enough to get the supers on, then he has to go into the mediums, and that could actually hurt his race quite a bit.
yeah, I think he'll still come out in a decent spot, but I mean, looking at the, I mean, he'll come out in fourth at this rate, quite comfortably actually. but it just depends. It just depends on
And
what he's doing.
another thing to point out is that it appears like only one person's actually going for the aggressive one stop, and that's Dan. Going from the super softs onto the softs,
Yeah.
run to the end.
Robert
Also,
is.
we've got, Robert's left, and we've got Bag of Bones and Frey battling now through the Lesmos.
This is one of the few tracks where the broadcast cam is good.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, most tracks the only useful broadcast cameras that are chopper cams.
Yeah.
Bag of Bones went really wide in there, so end up touching the gravel, lost a little bit of time behind telemetry, but hopefully he can regain that.
So, LFC must now really be fairly confident of getting round for him to carry on, I would guess. That would be my guess, as Bones is starting to close in on Frey. Not as quick as what we've seen him before, but then again,
one thing is, with Dan closing right on an LFC, if LFC battles him too hard, that could be a risk to both of these guys' races.
yeah, definitely, because if Jabbo can, I know it's a long way away, but if Jabbo can get within DRS of Dan, it's hard to lose him, and then he's going to have much better tyres at the end of the race. So
It doesn't look like LFC's battling Dan at all here.
no. Ooh, got a bit of a squiggle on. Oh, he's out.
Oh!
He's out. So unlucky.
Looks like he was trying to go to the pits. I think he went a little too...
I think he just got a twitch to the back of his car and that unbalanced him for the rest of the corner.
Yeah, really unlucky.
Oh yeah, very, man.
And then there were 8.
And looks like Bagabo's gonna make a move on telemetry. Oh,
Nice. I tell you what, I hope no one was planning to pit.
Yeah, because he's LFC's cars are right in the middle of that pit lane.
that Bagabo's made the move on telemetry and looked like a very decent pass. It kind of looked like he kind of had to give it up to cause no problems in the chicane, but that means he's still battling for that position. Gets it back. Pretty good, really good on him.
Yeah, very
Interestingly,
good.
we've still got James out on those 12-life-old supers, so it looks like he's actually going to try and stretch these tyres and then possibly go into another set of super softs, if he has another set.
Good on him if he's doing it. I tell you what, Ascari's going to be fun for him right now. Very good. Very nice through there, actually.
Yeah, and for James, making those tyres last so long is probably no easy feat, especially then he's fairly notorious for locking up all the time. Still not 10.
No.
Unless he's just forgotten what tyres he's on.
Just needs one more. I mean, yeah, he's definitely still
I mean,
on,
he could-
on them.
He could have, going by the length of this tyre, he could have pitted there and made it to the end.
Bones and Morgan are just having this mad battle. I think, sorry, Bones and Frey even. I think Frey is running lower wing, is the impression I have.
It would appear so, going by the fact that even with the arrest, Bones hasn't managed to make the move.
He does lose a bit time on corners than he does to Frey, but Frey just gets absolute steamrolled when it comes to the straightaways.
very.
So I think the difference in corners is probably just to do with dirty air.
Yeah, potentially actually.
Yes.
Especially since everyone will be running low lines here, so dirty air could wash out quite far in corners.
And looks like it. Oh,
Yeah, that happens
Looks like
from
a-
time to time.
yeah, visual glitch. I thought he got stuck there.
Most used phrase when commentating on an F1 race. Visual glitch.
Yeah, it makes your heart stop a bit.
So Bone. Oh, someone in the Ibo just getting well out of the way. Is
And
this? Oh,
Evo has now been lapped by everyone. I think. Not everyone but Smetsky.
these two just can't lose each other. A big shout out to Dan, by the way, because he's going to win this title today. We're not going to probably give him much screen time, but
Yeah, but then when you drive an exceptional race, it can often be quite boring to watch.
yes.
Because oftentimes for a race to be entertaining, you need drama, you need stuff going wrong.
So hopefully Frey and Bones don't lose each other at some point. Because if they do, we're in trouble.
And I mean, the two of them do appear to be sort of sticking together and catching up to the cars ahead.
Hmm. What could have been for LFC? Could have been, he was probably on for at least a fourth, as James does finally pit.
And yeah, he's gone on to his another set of super softs.
Ooh, bit of contact between Frey and Bones.
Yeah, they're really they're really fighting this out like their lives depend on this.
Yeah, Ibo's catching them up. A lap down, but he's catching them.
Yeah, but knowing Evo, if he does catch them, he'll just back off a bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
He won't want to get involved in their race at all.
He
If
does
it,
have the softer compound, so he can overtake them.
Yeah, he has the right to, but Evo isn't really the sort of person I'd expect to do that.
if he can though, it'd be good if he could just stay behind them because it's a really
Yeah.
good view.
Hey, you can just sit on board with him and just watch the battle ahead.
Exactly. He's a great cameraman for us.
This is really good. He is right there. He backs out.
Yeah, he's making sure he's sitting out still and a bit more contact between the two of them. Yeah, but Evo appears to be making sure that he's staying outside the slipstream and everything.
Yeah.
Also delayed on the DRS, but if Frey trying to look at the inside, a bag of bones, locks up brakes, touches again. But still, both cars come out unscathed.
Yeah, this battle that they're having, Strawn Smith's getting from behind them.
Yeah.
And I have to
Pretty
watch
much
out for
the
that.
highlight of this
I know
race.
that the gap is 3 seconds for now. If they keep battling how they are, that gap's just going to disappear.
Bones lost it and allows Frey back in.
Precisely. It's the bag of bones. He does have the older tires though, but not so much to make an effect.
When your tires are a couple laps older, when they're the medium tires, it doesn't really make any difference at all.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Bones with a 3-second pen. I don't really know how the pen situation plays out between these two guys, but
The only pen I actually know of is the fact that Smitsky has a stop both sides or get added on at the end.
Frey.
Frey looking into turn one again.
Oh, how did Bones make that? I have no idea how Bones made it staying keeping on track.
They're both even. They are both even on 3-second time penalties.
Excellent.
They're both even.
And then there's looks like Frey just went for a cutback at Curva Grande looking for the outside of whatever that chicane's called.
And one thing,
does anyone actually know what that chicane's called, like, in the whole world?
no, I don't know. I only know half the corners because there's only about 6 actual sets of them, but I don't know that
I can
one.
name all the corners, but that chicane.
Yeah, it is tricky to name the corners, but you're actually right on that. 3 seconds has actually been heavily shortened down by 2 seconds.
That's
And
Ibos.
with Ebbo sitting behind them, the slipstream will be slightly extended behind the 2 of them as well.
Yeah. Ooh, as Frey goes really wide. Frey's gone really, really, really wide.
Ooh.
And
Agumons will happily take that position, and he gets robbed out on DRS.
and Smitsky got DRS off of Ibo. Oh no. Where are you gonna go, Ibo? Ah, good man. It wasn't as easy as it looked. So James is on a mission.
That time has been low. For the span of 2 laps, that 3 seconds has become 1 second.
And James is going to join this at some point.
Yeah, and if James can, he's going to get past these guys to get any advantage possible over the McLarens.
He is just rocketing towards them.
So as it stands, we've got James on 5 points and Jabbo on 18. That's 23. So all that will happen is the gap will be 14 points. Oh, and Bones has lost a bit of wing. We've been robbed.
No.
We've been robbed.
It does not look like he has severe damage, and Evo loses the chicane, loses a little bit of front wing, but managed to hold it.
So if Vagabonds does have to drop out of that battle, all that means is the battle's now going to switch from Frey and Bones to Frey and Smitsky.
This is true. Wow.
Yeah.
Bones is running some serious wing.
He has a move done. Yes, he does.
Good move. If James is listening,
and Bones is going to want to stick to the back of Smitsky as hard as he possibly can here.
yeah. James just needs to keep going. Ooh, he's really struggling with the lack of downforce.
Is a bag of bones really cutting it to the cutting the corner? He's probably going to get a warning for that.
Yeah, Dan just wanting his name to appear again on screen, just went without the fastest lap.
Huge. James is lapping so much quicker. He's gonna catch these guys, I think, but whether he can get into a battle with them.
He did have a 2 seconds. He is now 2 seconds quicker now, so he might just end up catching them towards the end of the race.
Yeah, I was going to say, he might end up catching them in like 3 or 4 laps. And if he does, then he should have enough time to get past at least one of them.
I think passing one of them, I think he'll just be happy to do that. Well, I mean, at this point. Vagabonds makes the move, gets it done pretty well, very cleanly. Despite the front wing damage.
Yeah, he's gonna really struggle in sector 2 though. He's really gonna struggle in sector 2.
Well, that's probably better for Bones to be ahead through sector 2, because if he's ahead, that stops Smitsky getting an advantage on him through these corners.
Yeah, definitely. And he's got almost no turning through the first Lesmo.
I believe this is what Frey wants is these two guys to battle so he can give himself some air to breathe. Because they end up losing a lot of time, and James already more than 4 seconds behind them. That's mad.
James was gained about 3.5 seconds in that one lap.
Yeah, this is huge.
He is a
James
man on a
is
mission right now.
Like he's got the
He's
world's
gonna
most powerful winch attached to the back of that Ferrari, just pulling him along even faster.
Smitsky's.
If James is lucky, he can get DRS off of Ivo if he gets close enough.
Oh, Ivo's gone. Ivo's gone from this this battle, I think. Ooh.
Yeah, but it'll still give him an advantage if he can get DRS.
Smitsky just ahead of Bones now through the Curva Grande. Frey's just flying now. Frey's gonna be wrapping up, I think. Ooh,
Oh!
that's a bit naughty.
That was
No,
not
James,
very
yeah.
clean there.
James went right onto the back of Bag of Bones after that incident between Toro Rosso and the Ferrari.
But I think Bones is furious right now.
James just caught the grass, and it just stopped his car getting any pace advantage. But Bones, to be fair to him, just gives it up. He's got a much better exit though.
James with what will be an aero and probably a tyre advantage as well. This will make fairly easy work of that move.
Ibo's got round Smitsky.
Yeah, he's jumped into the pit. Hit the total penalty for Rebel.
I think Ibo just wanted to get out of the way of everyone, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We're on to soft tyres for 3 laps. Well, Rebel had wing damage.
Oh, okay.
Change it for the last few laps.
Oh, yeah, when it came... I think from the chicane that's the loss on from earlier.
Do we know how many seconds James has got?
No. I'm just looking, James appears to be lagging all over the place. And I think it might have just taken out Smitsky.
Oh no. That is not good.
I only see one warning for him.
Okay, so he's
And
got...
that was for colliding with concrete.
He's got 2.3 seconds to make up in a couple of laps. It'll be interesting to see if he can manage that. His tyres will be getting towards the end of their life, but...
Sorry, you're saying that. They're about halfway through the length that he took his last set of supers.
True. At some point we're going to have to jump on with Dan.
Yeah, speaking of Dan, he's going around the corner, going around Parabol for to start his second last lap. Smitsky is retired in the pits.
Yeah, I don't think he's a happy bunny. Interestingly, he will get classified. But that promotes him up to, I think, season's best in official races 7th. James just needs to keep this clean. Oh, yeah, there are some serious connection issues here. As Morgan gets 3 seconds, but that's not going to affect anything. Oh, James going really wide.
There is one big plus from this race over last week, and that's, or the last race, and that's the fact that the front two aren't separated by like half a lap.
And that was crazy. Obviously, I didn't commentate on that one, but I heard about it. That's just insane.
It's the same game coming up to the line to start the final lap.
Well, I think at this point we have to just ride on board with him and just talk through some of his achievements this season. So this chap he's got his first win in Monaco, but he went on a run. That was in the middle of a run that started at Spain, where he got his first podium in this 6-run race, where he got 6 podiums in a row. And overall this season he's managed to claim 4 wins out of a possible 12 races. So, and also he's managed to get 2 second places with that and 3 thirds. So he's been on the podium 9 out of 12 times. Well, and this will be 10 out of 13. So just absolute domination.
Yeah, and when you say stats like that, it's no wonder that he's now finishing up this lap to secure the title for himself.
Yeah, just an incredible effort from him. Maybe, who knows, maybe he fancies playing with the big boys next week, since he's wrapped up the title and giving everyone else a shot. But here he is. It's the first ever LOE champion, ex-CI Dan.
Yeah, congratulations to him.
Jabbo over the line.
And Morgan is coming over now.
Ooh, Morgan nearly got it on pens. No, not on, no.
No, Morgan went further back on pens.
So James is only a second and a half behind, so that's going to get him 4th, you would think.
Yeah.
Oh, why are the yellows?
Yellow flags. That's because Jabbo's car after line has crashed.
Oh, excellent. Let's run up. Maybe I got a puncture.
I don't think you get a puncture on anything like a full mediums. I mean, you might.
Ooh. And Frey.
I think James will inherit.
Yeah,
Yes,
James
he
is-
will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last car finish up for Bag of Bones.
Just so that's quite pivotal in this constructors race as well. So
Yeah, because with that, how many points did Mercedes get from that then? That's 2nd and 4th.
yeah, so they would have picked up 30. So they've actually closed the gap down to 7 points. So this is really interesting for the constructors. The title has been won, obviously by ex-CI Dan, but
And everyone that finished other than James and Dan got penalties.
It's a very, very interesting race that we had on us today.
yeah, big shout out to Ibo for his 7th in the reverse order, and then Bones up in 6th. Smitsky will get classified in 8th, I should add actually. Frey in 5th, James in 4th on pens, just nicking it off Frey. Morgan in 3rd. The top 3 were in a bit of a race of their own, in all truth. Jabbo in 2nd and Dan in 1st. So yeah, good fun. There'll be a bit of controversy in the chat, I imagine.
There seems to be some controversy in the chat every week though.
Yeah.
It seems like connection issues.
Yeah, maybe they'll improve with the game next season, but I'm just wondering if everyone's got wide connections. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, it also comes down to regional internet as well.
Yes. Oh, and which by the way, really loving the new style that we're running with.
Well, I'm gonna have to go, and then I'm gonna go practice a little bit for D2. Ghost, are you gonna be with Robert for D2?
Yeah,
Cool. Well, yeah, damn. Really appreciate you joining. But yeah. I appreciate it, dude. But we'll reconvene, and I'll be listening to you commentating on me crashing in Ascari in about 45 minutes. So. Cool. Alright guys, and cheers for watching. Thanks a lot.